Hello, darlings. It's Raymond with House of Darling Perfumier. How are you all? I hope you're doing well. It is part 2 of Maison ETTO. I was here last night with Kim. We smelled 3 fragrances from a luxury perfume brand called Maison ETTO. They have an equestrian lifestyle behind them. And it was a fantastic experience. I will go ahead and run those down with you. Kim will be joining me tonight, and we will finish smelling the rest of what I have here. There has been another launch from this brand that I don't have at this time. We will talk about it all. Hello, it's great to see you, Joe. How are you doing? Please let me know what your scent of the day or evening is. Alicia, great to see you here. Kim is going to be joining us. Let me send out some invites to everybody and welcome them in. As you do come in, please let me know what your scent of the day is. And again, today we are going to be finishing up and discovering Maison ETTO. So let's go ahead and get this here. We are live. Maison ETTO. So I had the honor of speaking with Brianna. Welcome in, Alicia, Joe, Jamie. Great to see you here. Please send out this to our usual suspects. So I was able to talk with Brianna, who is the founder of Maison ETTO. Had some really great conversations with her today about my experience last night. So Kim and I bought these because there was like, after COVID, there was like a warehouse, what's the word I'm trying to look for? They had a whole bunch of fragrances in their warehouse and they were looking to sell them off. And so they were at a discounted price. And so we did pick these up. I was able to talk to Brianna today and get a little bit more of behind the scenes of Maison ETTO. And it's a beautiful story that everyone should experience. So last night we smelled Durban Jane, Carrot EG, and we also smelled Canon. Now, the reason why I don't have the Canon scent strip is I do have a cat. And I have been noticing recently that when I have a scented pages or I'm smelling fragrances, my cat will come in and pick what I believe to be their favorite fragrance. Get her in. And let's see if she'll be able to see me. Can you see me?
Yep.
They fixed this whole thing. It's no longer an issue anymore. They fixed
I
it. They fixed it.
I was worried for a second at first. I thought maybe our luck had run out, but then you popped up.
Joseph has been working different shifts. I haven't been seeing you for a while, but good to see you. Great to see you as well, Joe. I do have to let you know, I got my first safety razor. I know this sounds like a little kid on like training wheels, but I threw away my disposable. I've been watching you all with your straight razors. I've been wanting to get one, and I finally got a safety razor to slowly introduce myself. But let me tell you, the best shave I've ever had. I get why you you have an appeal towards this. I already know Shannon from Elysian Soap Company. I know how fragrance and shaving go together, and I'm excited to explore more of that. But your boy ditched the disposables. I got a safety razor now. I'll upgrade to a straight edge here pretty soon. Alicia is wearing La Lique Les Parfums. Jamie is wearing Atelier Cologne Patchouli Riviera. That is a great one. I've got one of those right back there as well, and I love it. Jake, welcome in, my love. How are you doing? So I was saying last night, or saying that last night, we experienced three fragrances: Durban Jane, Carrie E.G., and Kanan. Now, my cat came in and stole the Kanan scent strip. So I've been noticing this, Cam, when I've been having some, because you know how I usually leave everything on my desk, and then the next morning I do like the hangover like reel of like what we smelled the night before. So
Yeah.
I usually do that. I leave everything exactly the way it is. I leave the scent strips. I leave the colored pencils so I can remember what colors I saw. And I've been noticing over the last couple scented pages, when I come in, there will be like one scent strip missing. And it's my cat. I actually found her a week ago with the scent strip in her mouth. And I was like, oh, it is you, cat. Kyrie, you've been stealing the scent strips. So I thought it was interesting that she did come in and steal Kanan, because I did wear
Does,
that as my scent of the night last night.
does
It
she
I
have like a stash of strips somewhere that you found?
No, I find them throughout, the house. So it's not like she's stashing them, but I can find them and I write the name down so I can see which fragrances that she gravitates towards. And I just think it's kind of funny that last night she did take Kanan. I agree, Alicia. Very cool, Kitty. Yums, welcome in, darling. Please let me know what your sense of the evening is. We got these fragrances from a like warehouse stock stockage that was happening during COVID. And so we snatched up these scents. And ever since then, they've even released another fragrance called Verdades. And today I
Amazing.
did learn that these are scents connected with horses that Brianna has had in her life. I wrote her about Kanan because I woke up this morning. I sprayed Kanan after we got off our live. I drenched myself in Kanan, and I woke up this morning with Kanan, and it was so beautiful. When I woke up, I just smelt it on my wrist, and I was like, "You're still there." These are the colors that I saw for Kanan. It's such a beautiful fragrance. So I reached out to Brianna, told her how I loved it. She sent me some information and pictures about Kanan. I put those in my Discord. Steven, welcome in. How are you doing? Please let us know what your scent of the day or evening is. So I posted those pictures in the Discord. She even posted on the Instagram Maison Dietto page about Kanan and some of the journey that she's going through right now. So please go read that post because it's really raw and beautiful, and it shows what a independent fragrance house goes through when they're trying to make their fragrances. I applaud Brianna. I thank her for reaching out to me, and I feel a little bit more connected with Maison Dietto. So tonight we are going to finish the rest of what we have, and we've got Macanudo, Noisette, and Rotano. I'm going to save Noisette for the last because I saw some stuff on that post and it made me want to try that one. And so, of course, I am a glutton for punishment and I try what I want at the last. Joel, welcome in. How are you doing? Please let us know what your sense of the evening is. Share this with other fragrance people who love fragrance just as much as us. And let's get into the first fragrance.
You know,
Kim,
I love
you
that
take
she
it.
did that reel because I'll be real honest, I was not completely sure about the pronunciation of Kanan because I know you were saying Kanan, but I think sometimes I was saying Kanan.
It's
So
a double A, right? Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
having her like say the actual name of the horse, so we know that that's the name of the perfume, was fantastic. Because I honestly I wasn't sure.
And I also have to say, Brianna did also let you know slightly there that you should just never doubt Raymond because I was right the whole time.
Okay, listen,
Okay,
Queen.
let's get into the
Uh,
first fragrance. Do you
listen,
want to
Queen.
do you want to do Macundo or do you want to do Rotano? Which one?
All right, let me just grab one. Macundo
Okay, because I'm gonna save Noisette for last.
or Macanudo.
Ma- Macanudo. Oh, I wrote it wrong on my scent strip. It is Macanundo.
Macanudo.
Macanudo. Macanundo. Okay, let's spray this one.
Let me spray it and then I can write it down. I have to take off
Um,
my watch. I don't want to spray it.
how's your day been? What have you been up to?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not much. It was Sunday. Oh, yeah. So let me tell you this wild ass shit. My oldest will be a legal adult 1 week from today.
That's
Just a legal adult, not
weird.
an just a legal adult, not an actual adult.
Right.
It's weird when you like put it into like the frame of next time there's an election after Sunday he will be able to vote.
Jason, thank you for putting your dinner aside and gracing us with your presence. Are you wearing Zumia and Balmain? Please let us know what your sense of the evening is. Joel says, just received my Oman Luxury Voyage and in the air, smells awesome. It's going to be my scent of the day tomorrow. Tuesday, scent of the day will be my 10 ml of Narcotica Limonata. I know Jason loves Narcotica Limonata. It was their scent of the day just, I think, last week. Um, with Oman Luxury, I have it's right here, actually. What? And look, it's gone. Oh, fig one. Joel, remind me. It's a fig one. So good. This is the only Oman luxury I have experienced. Now, Macanundo. This one is really
Jason, secrets
interesting.
are no fun unless you share with everyone.
That's right, Jason. If you did not bring one snack to share with everyone, you don't get your snack.
Mhm. Um
This is gray. This is
it's
inky.
earthy.
This is. Do you smell like? I smell like. I don't know why my mind is going to like peat moss specifically, but there's like an inky vetiver. I feel like this is someone sitting in front of paper and writing something out in ink.
I don't get
It's
ink.
very inky.
I get very earthy. Maybe it's different
Hi,
on the
William.
paper.
Welcome in. Let us know what your scent of the day or evening is. We're smelling Maison d'ETTO, and the fragrance we are smelling is Macanundo.
I just get earthy. Okay, so I'll say this, and I do enjoy this because I do like a good earthy fragrance.
Hmm.
This okay, when we first, and by we I mean when Jason pointed out that it was weird that I found this because it's based off of horses and I'm afraid of horses. This is what I was expecting. This kind of like
Yeah.
earthy, dirty hay. Like this is what I was expecting.
Yes.
And it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't disappoint, but I was expecting like an entire line of this. I am glad that we got something that met
There's
the
some
expectations that
nuance.
we had.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah.
you got,
And the fact that we
it's hay
know that
and
these are
dirt,
attached to
but like,
horses, like individual horses, also does kind of like change the script a little bit about what we thought when we first came in. Because, yes, I totally agree with what you're saying. This does smell, to me, I don't know why, but I'm getting ink, but I also do get hay. There's a dryness, there's like a grassy hay type feeling, almost even like wheat germ or bran, like that type of dryness is what I'm kind of feeling from it.
so on the skin, I'm getting hay and earthy. on the paper, there's something bright and maybe citrusy that's like mixed. That's mixed with that. I get less hay on the
No,
paper and more like a bright kind of citrusy dirt.
no. I agree with you. There's like a citrus, bergamot, lemon, something. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
so like
bright top. Yeah.
so on paper it's almost like citrus orchid, that's fantastic. Citrus orchard where there's no grass, where it's just like dirt. And then on the skin it gives me like that visualization of like a horse barn where, because I've never been in one, but I've watched TV, Jason, where it's like the main way is like the pathway through is, you know, dirt, but there's hay in the stalls.
These are the colors that I am seeing for this fragrance called Macanudo.
Okay, so that makes sense because it says fresh, crisp, and bold, a modern vetiver, so the gray vetiver,
My mind goes there. Yeah.
composed of hay absolute, cut grass, and freshly turned earth from galloping hooves, threaded with a bright and rolly top, the feeling of grass and soft powder of a polo field underfoot, the freedom of a child's laugh in the distance chasing the sun. Macanudo represents both groundedness and exuberance of nature. It evokes a sense of steadfast purpose with the glimmering rays of love and light.
This is
Uh,
so good. I'm liking this one a lot. I love vetiver.
yeah, it
I
says
really do love vetiver.
smells like fresh grass and bergamot. Top is hay, jonquil, I don't know what that is, wet earth, heart of Haitian vetiver and tonka bean. Oh, that's the base. Sorry, the top. Good Lord, I mixed up. The top is fresh grass and bergamot. The heart is hay, jonquil, and wet earth, and the base is Haitian vetiver and tonka bean.
John Quill is daisies.
Jonquil. Is that
So
what it is?
yellow, which is funny that I'm pulling that yellow as well. So just to let you know, Will did wear Dem by Regalian today. Jason said, not weird that you found it. Exactly what I would expect from you. Thank you. Joel says, Ray, the same hay as in Serge Luton's Shegway? No, not as dry. This is more yellow and a little bit more floral, as if it's like kind of sitting out in the or out in the sun and drying. Jason says, sure, smelling TV is how you're so familiar with the smell of hay. I think that was directed towards you. Top notes. Thank you, Alicia. You got us there with the notes. I appreciate you.
Fern is why I'm so familiar with the smell of hay. If we're going to be really honest about that. So I will say
Kicks,
that
welcome in.
the longer that it's sitting on my skin, the more that vetiver is starting to come out. So it's that, earthy hay and vetiver now, and it's lovely.
I feel like this is a really great juxtaposition between light and dark. For me, vetiver usually brings like a sinking feeling in my mind, like it brings things down, it's grounding, it holds it. But at the same time, there's that bergamot and there's like a citrus feeling, that jonquil that brings this lightness, and it's this great tension between the airy qualities and that grounding feeling. It almost brings you to a moment of zen. You know
Macanudo
what I
was a
mean? Like
young
you're
polo.
almost in the middle of that tension.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Kicks, welcome in. What is your sense of the day? Please let us know. And Saki, welcome in. Great to see you. I'm always so glad when you're here. How are you? Great to see you. So we're smelling the fragrance called Macanudo from Maison ETTO. These are the colors I see. And the fragrance contains notes of fresh grass, bergamot, hay, jonquil, wet earth, Haitian vetiver, and tonka bean.
All right, so the story on this one is Macanudo was a young polo pony with a beautiful coat that shined bright in the crisp, warm Florida sun. My daughter loved to play with her and then run through the open polo fields chasing the sunset. Pure happiness. She had a chance to ride her one day. The sky was crystal clear, just white fluffy clouds contrasting the fresh green field. I've always loved walking barefoot on polo field. The field powder and fresh grass is the most amazing sensation. And the nose behind this is Mackenzie Riley.
Mackenzie Riley, I'm not familiar with that
Okay.
nose.
So
Kix
the
is wearing Jean Paul Gaultier Lamel, so he smells like a fuckboy. Okay, got that. Know what you smell like tonight.
so
Great.
the okay, Mackenzie Riley was born and raised in New York. She always loved perfume and remembers feeling bewitched at the age of 5 by the glamorous sight of her mother applying Shalimar at the vanity before going out. But it was a singular fragrance which completely changed her life at the age of 16 and made her want to become a perfumer. The addictive, weird, and animalic niche perfume, the Zing, designed to conjure the aroma of the circus, immediately captured Mackenzie's curiosity, imagination, and certainty about her future path. Mackenzie now has a strong self-taught impulse and loves to experiment in the lab and field to develop new, raw, virginal ideas untouched by market trends. She's proof of believing in yourself and fighting for what you believe in.
I have to totally agree with what you said, though. This fragrance is what I thought an equestrian lifestyle, brand was going to be about. And I was totally wrong from yesterday's 3 cents, but I do enjoy this. Again, I get some type of like inky quality from it. Maybe that's that like wet earth or whatever that
Maybe.
accord is there. But
What
it's
I like
very
is like,
enjoyable, and I like that it feels like there's a tension between light and dark, airy and grounding. Like it again, I don't feel like I'm being pulled in between both of those things. I feel like for some reason I'm in the middle of those things and I found some harmony or zen.
so yesterday we had, I think,
I see
sorry,
you,
I'm double checking
Kicks. I see
my
you,
notes.
Kicks.
I think it was Durban Jane, but I'm trying to remember because my brain sucks. But we had the one that smelled like hay, like freshly baled, but out in a
Yeah,
field. And then
Durban
this one
Jane.
is like the hay has now come indoors to be used for its purpose
Yeah,
as,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
food and bedding
Yeah,
kind
I
of thing.
agree
So
with you
it's,
on that. Yeah, Durban Jane was that one was kind of
yeah.
hay-like. The carrot was the rose and patchouli,
Oh,
and
right.
the Kanan. I don't
Was
know
magic.
why, and I
It was
don't know
magic.
if my mind has ever been open to it before, but the fact I know that so many people do rose and oud. Fuck that. Tuberose and oud is exactly where it's at. Kanan with the tuberose and the oud. I'm telling y'all right now.
Well, and
Forget
that
the
com-
rose
and
and oud. Go with tuberose and oud. That's where it's at. Also, my birthday's on May 9th, so if anyone wants to give me a full bottle of Kanan, I do have a Venmo. I've got a Cash App. I've got Apple Pay. Let me know how you want to
okay.
give me a bottle.
Well, my birthday is on the 6th, so y'all hit me up first.
She's like, wait, me
Me
first.
first.
Me first.
Me first. I got my youngest on the 2nd, me on the 6th, my uncle on the 7th, my cousin on the 8th, you on the 9th, and my oldest on the 11th.
I've got
And
me on
that's
the ninth,
May.
my grandfather on the ninth. I've got a cousin somewhere in between, my sister on the 18th, and my aunt on the 27th.
It's because May is the best.
What
Us Taurus
happens
folks.
9 months before May? That's what I want to know. What's going on 9 months before May? Is it like some holiday?
It's like, it's August.
What the end of summer? So you got to get your fling going on? That's exactly what it is.
I don't know.
Okay.
I say I don't
Honey.
know like I didn't get pregnant twice in August, but seriously, I don't know.
You're like, I have no clue what happens in August. Maybe that's the wedding season. Who knows? Okay, so we are back to Macanudo. Beautiful yellow. I'm getting some gray from the Vetiver. I'm also getting some like beige tones. Really beautiful. It smells yellow, green, and hay-like. And that's the funny thing too. Even though I smell like greenness in the fragrance, doesn't necessarily mean I see it in my mind. That's synesthesia for you. I have no
See,
idea.
you smell, yeah, well, that's like vetiver is a bright green grass, and you see it as gray. When you smell it, you see
Yeah.
gray. But like, I think that it's interesting that you get like hay and green, and I get hay and like earthy dirt.
But see, I'm also getting that
Oh,
inkiness when I think I'm contributing to that like earthy.
yeah.
Yeah. There's something very grounding about it all. Jason says, not Kim knowing about every stage of hay. You know the whole process. She's like, I've been through it all.
Joke's on you, dude. I got pregnant before I moved to Texas, both times.
Joel
Mm-mm-mm.
is going to be the big 50 in August. Happy early birthday already, Joel. Jamie will be a half a century as well this year. Please let us know when.
Oh my God, Alicia, I will also be 25, only, in May, on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Okay. This is, yes. If you like yellow as a feeling, if you kind of like the smell of hay or pollen or that kind of like out in the meadow feeling,
Yeah,
Macanudo.
if you like a good grounded, earthy, but not strong fragrance, like this would be perfect. Because it is not very strong. It is
No.
not overwhelming. It's mild. It's a beautiful, mild fragrance.
I feel these fragrances are for you to reflect, to bring yourself to a time. This is not a brand I feel like you wear for others. This is a brand you wear for yourself. World,
Hey,
welcome in. We are
world.
smelling Macanudo from Maison Dietto. Let us know what your scent of the evening is. Say hello to everyone. And we are going to go into our next fragrance here, which is called Rotano.
Hey, Rotano.
So far, Kim, I do have to say I have really enjoyed each of these fragrances. I mean, like,
Yes, I
I
have.
have. Yeah.
There has not been a single miss.
Yeah, there
And
hasn't
it's
been
like,
one where I was like, oh, I maybe couldn't see myself buying this one. No, I want a 10 mil of them all. And the thing that sucks about it is Brianna only sells them in 60 mils.
well,
So
so
smart
like,
on her, but I want a sample. But they do sell a discovery set. So if you want to experience this brand, please go support Brianna. Go buy a discovery set and go by Kanan because it's damn good.
it's so good. And the thing is, and I realize that I'm saying this with one more still that we haven't smelled, but it's a variety. There is a
Oh yeah,
variety.
it's a gamut, isn't it?
Yeah, so there is, whether you're afraid, and it would be very important for non-fragrance people. Like if you're not a fragrance person, this has something for you, because it runs the gamut of just everything different, from fresh and earthy to bright to slightly floral to citrusy.
This one is damn good. Oh, I'm liking this one really a lot. Okay,
Let's see.
I am a big whore for like in church, like churchy, incensey. Like take me to church and then let me do carnal things and make me repent for the sins that I've made.
You should
This
repent for this conversation.
this one is so incensey. I get like labdanum, olibanum, lavender, like those things that make up ambery. This is ambery. Also what I feel like on my skin, I have never ever ridden a horse. But on my skin, this reminds me of what I experienced when I smelled horse hair. When I was around a horse and I grabbed them and I smelled, this smells like horse hair to me.
100% Alicia, absolutely off his rocker.
off the rocker.
It
I'm
says
sorry, but it's what invokes inside of me. These fragrances make me feel.
a bold leather and woody fragrance, sensuous, opulent notes of cedarwood, leather, and stallion, touched with a salty minerality of a 4 p.m. ocean breeze rolling inland and dust settling on a freshly washed saddle. This evocative fragrance encourages us to harness our inner power. Rotano emboldens us to live with certainty and intention, revealing our unknown strengths at just the right time. You know what? I'll tell you. I generally don't like fragrances with leather, especially
Mm-hmm.
when leather is a more predominant note, but
Retail.
I'm very much enjoying this. I gave away my replica under the stars because it was leather and oud, and I was only wearing it when I layered it with something because I liked the oud, but the leather was a bit much for
Did
me.
you
But
say there was
this,
Cypriol in here?
I didn't say yet, but there is. The top is Cypriol Halo Musk. The heart is Stallion Accord, Suede, and Myrrh. And the base is Olibanum and Cedarwood Heart. I don't know what Stallion Accord is. But
I don't know, but I love it. Oh my gosh.
you called a
This,
couple few of these.
so Cypriol has kind of this like burnt, charred wood feeling to me. And only just when I asked you did I smell it. It wasn't at the very beginning. This is fantastic. Who's the perfumer of this one, please?
1 second. It is Carlos
Benign?
Benaim.
Oh, of course. Oh my gosh. Of course, it's Carlos Benign. These are the colors that I am seeing for this beautiful fragrance, Rotano. I am in love with this one. I also have a perfume oil from Biology that I know would go so great with this fragrance.
Okay.
This is good. This is good.
So I'm gonna t- you're gonna listen to this and then just see how hard I called this.
Okay,
Rotano
sure.
was a multiple-time national champion built of total muscle with immense power and unpredictable force. I rode him in Grand Prix Village in Wellington, Florida. I called that Wellington so hard. It was 4 p.m., the perfect temperature with an afternoon breeze rolling in from the ocean, creating the most amazing salty, crisp scent in the air. When I rode him, I was never so certain in my own strength and intention. Everything about this day and this horse was pure luxury and extreme decadence.
I
Did I did
totally.
I or did I not call Wellington?
You were in the Discord. You called Wellington. You totally even said it. Reading some, catching up on the comments. Elise has been around horses. Thank you for the top notes. I appreciate you. Let me pin that. Joel says, actually, Ray, Oman Luxury Voyage smells like fresh incense in the air for now. I've got a fig one. Wanderlust. Oman Luxury Wanderlust. Have you smelled that, Joel? It is really, really good. Not as good as this one here, Rotano, though. Let me tell you.
Okay, so the Carlos's quote, I realize we haven't been saying, but there are quotes for the perfumer. It says, "The art of perfume is in the olfactory image, the lingering impression left in the air after its wearer has left the room." I like that. Carlos Benaim is one of the living legends of modern perfumery. Son of a pharmacist who distilled plants and flowers as a hobby, Carlos's early childhood recollections are the smells of Tangiers, the distinctive violet scents of his grandfather's tobacco, the pennyroyal essence that lingered on his grandfather's hands after a day working with medicinal herbs, the odor of the markets where Berber women would come from the mountains to sell their wares, this rich tapestry of memories from the southern Mediterranean provides a distinctive twist to Carlos's approach to perfume.
These are the
That's
colors I
an,
see for Rotano. This is damn good. This
so
is this is good.
as it's sitting on the skin, I feel like the leather is starting to pull back and something a little sweet and brighter is pushing forward.
Yes. There's that's so funny you just said that because I was gonna say that too. I was like, I feel like a sweetness is kind of like coming through. And again, when we say sweet, this is not sugar sweet, but there's like an inherent sweetness of something that's
Ah,
pulling itself through. This one is really good. If you like Cypriol and you know what Cypriol is, again, I get kind of like this barbecued wood type of thing. You will like this one. This is fantastic. There's also something to it's not like punching you in the face either. It is so enjoyable. It is something that allows you to just sit in the space and enjoy it. This is so good.
so I tried to look up what Halo Musk is, and it just kept giving me information on Elon Musk, so I quit.
Fuck that.
There's something like it's weird because there is not like it's almost like a sweetened citrus that's coming through, even though there's not a specific citrus note.
Right.
Like that thing that's starting to push through that leather scent is like almost like a citrus. It's sweet, but it's almost citrus
I
like.
think it's coming from the Myrrh and the Olibanum, that
Maybe.
incensey, resiny type thing. Joel says, not yet on Wanderlust. Get Wanderlust. Like I just said, this is my bottle and it's gone. Um, Beautiful fig fragrance. So if you want a fig fragrance and you like fig, this one is a green fig. Not so much milky, but a green fig. If you like that one, get Wanderlust. But beyond Wanderlust, get Rotano. Oh my gosh. This is so right up my alley. This is stinging so beautifully on my skin. Again, I like a churchy, incensey vibe, and then you add that charred barbecue wood on top of it. This
Like
smells, this reminds me of smelling and embracing a horse mane and just smelling their hair.
I
It,
would I would put this for me personally. I would put this even with Kanan. And here's the thing:
oh,
if we would and we tend not
yeah.
to like and by we I tend not to look at this stuff in advance because I
Oh, I
really
don't
want to know.
either.
I know you generally tend not to, and I do like that because you're so much better at pulling out the notes, and I love watching you pull out notes that I wouldn't pull out. And then like we get to see where you were
Where it
right,
goes,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
we get to see that I said the very obvious citrus, and oh look, there's a citrus, so that's always fun for me. But if I would have looked at this collection, if I would have looked at these, if I would have read the notes, if I would have read the blurb, I would have said I'm not going to like Rotano. I'm not. That's
Oh,
going to
really?
be
Like
my
just some
least favorite
bias on the outside. Okay, I like
because
that point of view though.
because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like a frag. I don't mind leather, just like Rose. I don't mind when it is a note in the overall fragrance, but when it
Not the
is a
focus.
leather fragrance,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like them. This is the first time I have found a leather fragrance that I enjoy.
It's yeah, because it's totally in the background, and that's such a beautiful point of view, Kim, that you pointed out. Because a lot of the time, this goes back to perfume is fucking subjective. Point of view, pH, our skin, experiences from our past, they all play into what we like in fragrance. And not that we're set in that, we can mature and we can grow, but when you read notes, it creates an impression. And sometimes our biases, our experiences can say, you know what? No, I'm not going to try that one. But that's why a discovery set is the best thing. And I'm a discovery set whore because
It's just
you have to suspend disbelief and put yourself into the perfumer, the creative director's point of view to try to see what they were trying to project, to portray, to give.
well,
Your
not only
point
that, but
of view
it's also
even
the
adds just a cherry on top of that.
Right, but it's also the chemistry of it all. It is the way that Carlos blended that leather note, that suede in with everything else that made this
Yeah.
such an enjoyable,
Yes.
well-rounded leather fragrance. And that is not something I found. I would call this a leather fragrance for someone who does not like leather fragrances. Because this is a leather fragrance that I, a person who does not like leather fragrances, very much enjoy. And to
I
answer
feel
Joel's question, I am drinking a tea by Tea Fiore called Tea de Sogini Toscana. It has silver linden tree blossoms, lemon balm leaves, lavender blossom, rose petals, sweet blackberry leaves, apple pieces, orange blossoms, and mallow
and
blossoms.
look, my husband's in the chat saying, I'm not crazy about leather. I'm kind of a snob about it. I'm going to see if he likes this one and I'll get
Go,
back to
go,
you,
go.
Kim, and report
No,
back.
do it right now. Do it right
He's
now. Run out there and just spray
no,
him.
he's playing Marvel Rivals, so he cannot leave. He's like deep and intense in battle.
He doesn't
But
have to leave. You just have to spray him and run away.
I'll get back to you on that one because he will be a great comparison. No, I totally agree with what you're saying here. I the one thing that I like about this brand, just like we said about Blocky, these are so intentionally done. This is almost not up for like nuance or interpretation. There's almost like an exact point of view, and you get it when you smell it. At least I do. And I'm like, oh, like I see what Brianna is trying to say. I am mesmerized by this brand so
Yeah.
far.
So when you're looking at the blurb and it's saying, um, salty ocean breeze in the late afternoon and leather saddles, I'm like, I got you. And to be fair, I have the unique perspective that I lived in Wellington, Florida. I lived in this city.
Yeah,
So
you
like
were just telling us all your shit on the
yeah.
Discord. So yeah,
Like I
you've got
lived
that
there, so
perspective.
I have that framing point of the equine season in Wellington and how close we are to the beach. So, and just that environment and the horse people all the time. And like, I didn't pay attention when it was, horse season. We just called it horse season,
Right.
us non-horse people, horse season. But like, I knew when it was because we're teenagers. We're working at I worked at a grocery store. I worked at Subway. And then all of a sudden there are people coming in polo shirts and riding pants and and horse riding boots. And then we're like, horse season has started. And then, it goes for 6 months.
But even to take a like step back as well and just like see the point of view of like equestrian world or what like that could be like. I really do feel each of these fragrances gives you a point of view of the the equestrian world.
Yeah.
Like again, this isn't all just hay and dirt and you know what I mean? Like I love that I was able to find out that these are connected to the horses themselves. She has ridden every one of these horses. The dedication. She even said she moved her family to Florida to ride Canaan. So like I don't even know the dedication it takes to be an equestrian and then the dedication to be a perfume owner, an indie perfume owner. Like Brianna, kudos to you. I'm going off on a tangent about Rotano because I love it so much. I feel like you have done the right things that you need to do in a brand to be successful. And I applaud you, I praise you, and I wish the most for your brand because I
It
do think it needs to be in an echelon with other luxury brands.
is.
It's really, really
It
great.
is. It's really good. With the samples we sprayed yesterday, I didn't go to bed until 4 o'clock this morning because, and this is super important, I have an autistic now 9-year-old. And when I went to bed at 2, like I normally do, because I'm also an insomniac, and I went to go get his tablet so I could plug it in, just kidding, he was awake. He had gotten up.
He was awake.
And then And then I'm trying to go to sleep, but he's very loud. And then at 4 a.m, I start hearing thunks and him crying, and that's because his tablet had died and he was throwing it at his door. And then I went and retrieved it, and then I was finally able to go to sleep. I could still smell that stuff on me. Now, I don't know which one it was because I wasn't smelling the particular ones because I was, again, trying to go to sleep. One of them turned powdery. One of them got powdery because what was the main thing that I was smelling from the three was powdery.
Okay.
Almost overwhelmingly powdery. And so I don't know if it was just one of them or if multiple ones of them went powdery, and then that's kind of what happened there.
I think it's a turn on.
Maybe. But so it has good longevity. It has a point of view. Everything so far, we have one left, and then of course the one that we don't have at all. Everything so far has just been beautifully blended. It goes with the story. The notes are so lovely. And you're right. Everything is with intention. It's like Blocky. Everything Blocky did was with intention.
Exactly.
Their old recipes turned modern, a family business brought to the, from the late 1800s, early 1900s, brought to, 2025. Their blends told a story, and then you're seeing this exact same thing here.
You bring up such a great point about that, because a lot of the times there are some brands whose mission or their marketing is to kind of leave it ambiguous, right? Like, it's art, you decide. I kind of like sometimes that a brand says this is what it is, and then they deliver on the fucking promise. It's almost like she's walking the walk. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, so like I don't want
like
anyone to think that Jason and I are friends, but even Jason, it is Persian food/desserts based perfumery. Like, he has a point of view with the stuff that he's putting together, and it is with intention, and it is done very well. It is that same thing. It is not fully open to interpretation. There is that line where your own pH and your own, taste and experiences will show, your viewpoint on things will change, but the basis, of it is going to be, Jason, I swear. But it's Persian food/desserts. That's his thing. This is Maison ETTO is equestrian and her life experience with the horses that have been in her life as someone who is knee deep in the equestrian lifestyle. Blocky was a family business started 150 years ago, and now we're bringing it back. They just all have this point of view that is not open to interpretation at a base level, and then everything beyond that,
like they lead you to the space, which I think is really, really beautiful, and it's also intentional. Again, intentional.
Yeah.
So
what I'm getting now is with Rotana is looking at it like a bullseye, where that sweet, almost citrus thing that came out is like in the middle, and it's surrounded by everything else.
Oh my gosh, yes! I'm seeing the same exact, yes! Very spherical.
Yeah, like a bullseye. Whereas a lot of times we've described where we would maybe describe it as, the leather with that citrus sweet coming through. This isn't coming through. This is flat. It is like you're just getting a picture. It is that woodiness, that leather, and then that sweet, right in the middle. So you're getting it all at once instead of getting some of the scents coming through other scents.
Oh my gosh. JCD, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Kim, I think this is one of the first times that you and I are zenning.
Completely in sync on this.
No, because again, I was going to say the exact same thing that you just said, where you smell the whole thing at the same time. It's almost as if you cannot, because again, I see a spherical feeling with this, and it's almost like you get to hit all surface at the same time, and you don't have to feel it in layers or developments.
Yes.
That is so
So you
funny
see it like
that you just
you
said
see it
that.
like a ball, and I see it like a bullseye, like a flat bullseye.
So take your
But still,
bullseye, no, but take your bullseye and then just make
and
it 3D. And I made the exact same spot as you. Exact same spot as you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but that is one thing that I definitely really enjoy about fragrance is um, I gave it another smell before we move on to the last one, and I just had this picture of a bullseye in my mind.
Yeah.
As soon as I smelled it in my mind, I just saw a bullseye with that slightly citrus, sharp sweetness in the middle, and then that earthy, woody leather on the outside. And I just think that that's very cool
I
because
am.
that takes a skill to achieve. Like that takes a skill to achieve. And
I am
you want
mind
to know
blown by this
how we know
fragrance.
they did it well? You, someone who has taken some classes in perfumery and knows significantly more than I do, and me, a borderline novice with like a year and a half of being into fragrances, we got the exact same visual from smelling
Yeah.
this, and that's how you know
And
that it was
that
done
is
very
the
well.
testament to that intentional, like two different people on different paths can come to the same exact spot. Brianna, Rotano, gorgeous. Gosh. Okay. So let's go on to the last one. And I'm so
The one you were like
excited.
waiting for.
Yes, I have been because so when she posted the reel earlier today about Kanan, she did in the comments talk about how she wanted to do the same thing for Noisette. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold that one for last. So now we are going to smell Noisette. Again, this is Maison d'ETTO. Last night we smelled Durban Jane, Cara EG, Kanan. Tonight we have smelled Macanudo, Rotano, and now we're going to get into the last that we have, Noisette. Do know that they have released another fragrance since we've got these called Verdades.
Okay, this is their floral entry. Wait a minute.
No,
Uh,
this is really, really good.
okay, so I want to have a conversation with Pascal Garin because Pascal made a
Is there carrot in
fragrance.
here? Is there carrot in here as well? Okay, so I smell a
Wait,
dusty, powdery
no,
lavender.
he made a fragrance where lavender is a good focus that
Cause
does not smell like urine on my skin.
I was gonna say,
It
because you
smells
and
like
lavender
lavender.
have a very, very rough relationship. This is really interesting.
I'm so happy. I love the smell of lavender, lavender candles, lavender essential oil, lavender in my diffuser, and I've tried a bunch of lavender focused perfume and they all smell like urine on my skin. This doesn't. This smells like lavender. And you want to know why I would need a full bottle of this? Because it smells like lavender. And sometimes my husband makes me angry and he thinks lavender smells like body odor. And then I could wear it and I would smell lovely to myself and he would stay away from me.
I smell like Ambrette, orris, lavender,
Okay, it
and
says
some type of like maybe ambergris. This is divine.
the top is magnolia flower and musk. The heart is orris concrete, French lavender oil. Oh, that makes sense, French lavender. And the base is ambrette seed, lavender absolute, and white amber. I mean, Bulgarian lavender is my favorite lavender, but French lavender is a close second. Okay. A sophisticated, reticent, and textured foie gras that lingers on the skin, pulses of French lavender and orris awaken the mind and body. A delicate wrapping of ambrette seed and musk and amber leaves, a calming warmth and gentle embrace brings serenity to the soul. Noisette is a reflection of individuality and peaceful inquisition, a contrast of instincts. It appears soft but unwavering, subtle but strong, quiet but confident, while brewing close to the skin in a place held only for those we allow into our precious human spirit.
It's beautiful.
It's so good. And I'm not, you know that I'm not like huge into I'm not huge into strictly floral, like a fragrance that you would just describe as a floral fragrance.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not, I definitely shy away from lavender because my pH does terrible, terrible things to it. But this, I could wear this, and that makes me so happy.
I love that for you. I'm in heaven. I really do love Oris. Why did I say Oris twice? Oris, Iris, and Ambrette. And so when those like powdery, rooty, earthy type things come along, it's so great. And then to add lavender, to add this like herbaceous herbaliness to it, fantastic. These are the colors that I am seeing for Noisette.
Okay. So Pascal says, anything that expresses extreme contrast, that's what inspires me most. At 19 years old, Pascal Guerin radically changed course to follow his dream. Early on, his fascination with craftsmanship was a way to connect with his great-grandfather, a sculptor of bronze, and also gave him the certitude that one day he would work with luxury products. While preparing to enter the business school, HEC in Paris, Pascal picked up an issue of Vogue and read an article on the perfume industry and decided that his single obsession would be to create perfume. Pascal began working as a perfumer in Hong Kong. Eventually, he made New York his home. Pascal is most inspired by dense essences like resins and deep woods. His taste for darkness originates from his grandparents' home in Creuse, France. Well, I probably pronounced that wrong. Where the forests are very dark and it always feels like night time. You can feel the vapors of mushrooms, leaves, and bark, he says, and it only takes the smell of a bale of hay and uncultivated field or a stable to bring a smile to his lips. I love frontal materials, those you need to tame like a sculptor does stone. You know what I think is so interesting? His blurb of all of the perfumers we've read about for this house reads the most like someone who would do something equine based, and his is the least equine based like smell. Like it's like this beautiful lavender, floral
Yeah.
situation, and it is the one that least of the six. It is the one that least brings horses to mind.
This is such a beautiful lavender fragrance. And again, these are the colors that I'm seeing for this fragrance,
That's a
Noisette.
beautiful palette.
It's so pretty in my mind. This is, if
Three
anybody
hundred and
thinks that
seventy-five
lavender,
dollars.
if anyone thinks that lavender is offensive or too sharp or something like that, please give this one a smell. There's something about the Oris and Brett Iris thing that's going on that like smooths it out, but also at the same time allows it to shine.
I'm gonna go make
Really,
my
really
husband smell
good.
this.
Jacob. Okay, so a lot of times with the scented pages, I have to admit, I do not tell people which fragrances maybe I do not like the most. On my
Like,
page, I only talk about fragrances that I do like. I don't like to come on and talk about fragrances that I
no,
don't. I do have to say, this house,
weird.
Maison ETTO,
Bad word.
makes
Good weird.
fragrances that I can see myself wearing in different occasions. There's not one that I was like, oh, this one's better than the other. They're all really, really damn good.
Alex said it smells weird. I said bad weird, good weird, and he goes bad weird, and then I left. But he didn't say it smelled like BO, and that's what he thinks lavender smells like. So there's
This
that.
one's got some good like oil thing going on my skin as well.
Oh
So,
yeah.
mm, mm. I was just saying,
This is the
I
most
really do
expensive one though
feel.
at $375.
I do feel a lot of the times though through our fragrances we'll find some that are like hits or misses or we love more than the other. I'm really having a hard time trying to rank all of these fragrances actually because I can see myself in multiple situations or scenarios where I would reach for one of these over the other. Be like, no, this one's the perfect for this situation. This one's perfect for that situation. Gems,
You know what
welcome in.
you know what I really appreciate about this brand? I actually really appreciate that their prices fluctuate so much because it means that they're pricing it based on what goes into it instead of just blanket inflating the price of all of
All
them to
right.
match
Yeah.
the one that
I know.
cost them the most to make. And I appreciate that. I appreciate when they're not just like every bottle's going to be $375 because to get the profit margin we need for Noisette, it has to be $375. So now we'll just make them all $375.
Right.
So it does. They
Yeah.
are still niche prices, and the range isn't very large. But you have the more quote unquote budget friendly 300, and then you have like the more expensive 375. You want to go back?
Gosh. Yeah, let's
Oh
go
wait,
back.
hey,
Okay.
let's look at the story. Hold on, what was this? Oh, this is the only one without a story.
Oh no, is that the other ones that have a
Yeah.
story? I do know that Brianna did say that she wants to make one of her next reels about Noisette. So yeah, let's go back. Let's
Okay.
go back to Macanudo.
Macanudo. It's gotten more hay and dirty and earthy on the paper.
Yeah. No, on my skin, it has got exactly what you just said.
Yeah. So on my skin, the level of the hay scent has come down and the earthiness has gone up. So it's definitely more earthy, and I'm actually starting to smell a little bit of the green that you were smelling in the beginning that I didn't smell at all. So now instead of like hay, dirty, earthy, now I'm smelling like green, dirty, earthy.
And these are the colors I was seeing for Macanudo. Again, it's got fresh grass, bergamot, hay, jonquil, wet earth, Haitian vetiver, and tonka bean. All right.
Oh, it's so good.
What about Rotano? Oh my gosh.
So from when we smelled it last, for me, I still get that visual of that slightly sweet, bright citrusy thing in the middle of but that middle is now smaller, and the ring around it of the wooden leather is bigger. So, but that visual of that piece, that was one scent being like the target in the middle of the bullseye is still there. It's just, it was a much larger bullseye a few minutes ago when we first addressed it.
If you like resinous, in churchy, labdanum, myrrh scents, get this one. This one's called Rotano, and these are the colors that I'm seeing. All right, now Noisette. Oh,
it's so good. Like it says, like the beginning of the blurb, a sophisticated. Yeah, this smells sophisticated. This smells like you have horse riding money. This smells like money.
Yeah. It really does smell like wealth.
Of all of them, this is the one that most smells like just absolute wealth, absolute money.
This almost smells like you went to someone's house and you smelled their lavender that they were growing, and then you went to Home Depot and bought your lavender and it smelled like piss, and you were like, why did it smell like the same one? Because you can't afford that lavender they had because they were rich. That's why.
This smells like you can walk into Hermes in any country, any Hermes, and walk out with a Birkin. No questions asked. Like, this smells like that kind of money.
This is a lavender fragrance, but I have to say in the most softest and enjoyable way. I do agree with you, Kim. I don't get urine on my skin, but I do sometimes get an abrasive feeling from lavender where it's like, oh, it's a little bit too much. This is thoughtful, intentional, perfect.
It's soft, a little fluffy, but also like warm. It is.
And these are the colors that I'm seeing
beautiful.
Noisette. Okay, so can we go back and try to rank all 6 that we've smelled?
All right, so I'm gonna do my best, but remember how we kind of had some difficulty ranking Blocky?
Yeah,
This is harder.
it's the same
This is
thing.
harder.
Yeah, no, this
And
is,
like
I agree.
Blocky was the first time where we absolutely loved every single fragrance. Like we had nothing bad to say about a single Blocky fragrance in any single way. And it was difficult, but we were able to rank. This is so much harder.
And I think the thing is to that is a compliment to their variety, right? They're just not hitting like it's not a one hit wonder. They are
Yeah.
showing so much variety that it's like it's hard to almost rank or even pick because I agree with you. I can see there's no overlap here. There is not
Right.
an
Yeah.
overlap here with
So
any of the
Durban, like,
fragrances.
right. So Durban Jane is for like your fresh, green, earthy lovers. And Noisette is for your lavender floral, girlies. And Macanudo is your dirty earthy.
Good
And
for y'all.
Rotano is your, woody leather, your bright woody leather. And
Exactly. Care EG is your patchouli rose that you
yeah, your
want.
patchouli
If you
rose.
want
And
tuberose, the only offering, and it's a fucking great one, Kanan.
yeah,
I do have to say, for me and my skin and my experience, I agree with what you're saying, Kim. I cannot rank these. There is a
I mean,
beautiful offering for every type of situation. There's not multiples of offerings here. All of these should be experienced. But I'm a
yeah,
biased
if,
bitch. I
if
love,
you,
love
if you are
Kanan.
not a fragrance person and you're just, hunting around for, um, like your signature scent, every single one of these is signature scent worthy. Every single one of these could be a signature scent for a different type of fragrance
Let's
lover.
put it this way, though. Let's reframe the question. If I was new to you and I came over and said, okay, you like all of Maison Dieto, which 2 should I try first?
Kanan and Rotundo.
Fuck,
Rotano. Kanan and
that
Rotano.
is my same exact answer. Kanan Rotano. They're great. They're great.
If I had to rank, we're gonna make this very difficult for all parties involved.
I
I would
love that you
tie.
just said that, Kim, because
Yeah,
I
I did.
totally agree. Kanan and Rotano
I
are
would
superb.
I would tie Kanan and Rotano for first,
Okay.
and then I would Durban Jane and Noisette. I would tie them for second, and Carrot and Macanudo would be tied for third. And that's like if you told me you have no choice but to rank these, that is the best
Right.
that I could do.
Yeah.
The best that I could do is to divide these 6 fragrances into 3 places. I couldn't give them a 1 through 6. I can't. I
Here's the
can't.
little secret. I think this is the first time, but you and I fucking agree. I am not even kidding. I
That's
would rank exactly what you just said if I had to. But beyond that, get the damn discovery set.
right.
It
So
is $97. You get 7 2.5 mil bottles. The box is the perfect green color that
the
I could ever
packaging is
imagine. It's
beautiful.
actually almost like a darker hue of my shirt right now. Perfection. Go reach out to Maison Dieto. Tell Brianna that House of Darling sent you. I'm not even kidding with you all. I'm straight and honest with all this shit. This brand is good.
So, I mean, I think that just the fact that you and I have, we come from 2 different ends, fragrance rise. Like,
Yeah,
we like very different things, but we have that overlap in the middle, but it's not
yeah.
like a giant
the
over that. And I'm talking
Venn
about things that we
diagram.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the stuff that we like, but the stuff that we love are usually opposite ends of the spectrum. But yeah, in the
Yeah,
Venn
yeah.
diagram of fragrances that we love, these are in the middle. This is where we meet. And I think that it is a testament to these perfumers and the blends that they made, because they made them so beautifully and so with absolute intention that two people who generally love stuff on the opposite end of the spectrum, like we like everything here, and it's just there's something for everyone. And
And
then let's see.
I was just gonna say really quick that like I was almost ready to get rid of a lavender bush that I have outside because it was just so like strong. And now smelling this fragrance from Noisette, I'm like, I'm gonna go keep my lavender bush because this is good. Like I I agree with you. This is really great. I think it just comes down to the fact that like I think all of you who are watching this should go try Maison Dieto, support independent brands, support art. Like this is one person's point of view collaborating with perfumers to make that in a bottle so that you can have reflections of moments in time and well-being. I applaud it and I
Which,
urge you
yeah,
to go try
like
it.
beyond small business, this is a woman-owned business, a woman-started business, and that's really important too.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
the marginalized communities and their businesses need more support, and this is such a beautiful one to support. And I absolutely want to get my hands on Verdatis. I really do, because I want to smell it.
Well, I
Um,
did tell Brianna, and spoiler, I'm ordering a bottle of Canon. I have to. It's impelled and invoked me that much that I have to order a bottle of Canon. There was
I
just something this morning
wonder.
when I woke up, and it was still like that was the first thing that welcomed me to the morning
Mhm.
was Kanan. It was such a beautiful moment that I have to buy it. So I am going to ask her to send me some samples of Veridatis because I'm going to buy her bottle of Kanan, but I'm going to buy that bottle of Kanan. But if any of you want to buy me Noisette, Rotano, Macanudo, Carrot, EG, or Durban Jane, Prandolo Tuto is my
I
Cash App,
wonder.
my anything. Just send it to me.
I wonder if we could, um, because if they offered,
All 7 fragrances in 10 mil, like in a pack, I would get that. I
Oh,
would get that
yeah, I
so
would
hard,
too. I would too.
because
Yeah, it is a
I
little.
I don't have buy the entire Maison Dieto full size line money, but I could find buy all the travel size. I
Oh,
could find buy
Alicia,
7, 10
I
mil.
know exactly what you're saying. This mouth is never closed. It's always open, baby. I know a closed mouth never gets paid. No, I totally agree with you. If they that's the only downfall I will say, Brianna, is that you only offer 60 mils and the discovery set. But I also understand as a small brand, as an independent perfumer, it's hard to offer multiple sizes to make it cost efficient. That's why I say buy the discovery set and then go buy Rotano and then go buy Kanan and then
Just
go buy
slowly
the
buy
rest
all of
because
them
they're
until you have them
so
all.
damn
I will say
good.
I do like, especially at these prices. And again, I think that these are going to. I mean, they're worth
They're
every penny
worth
that you're
it.
going
They're
to have
worth
to.
it.
They're
They're
absolutely
worth
worth
it.
it.
Yeah.
But I do like that for these prices, you're getting 60 rather than the traditional 50 mil.
It's
Because
almost
usually you're getting
like
50 or
yeah,
100.
yeah, it's almost like Brianna knew. It was like, if you're gonna be buying, I'm gonna give you just a little bit. You get a travel size. with your
But it's all in the
purchase.
same bottle. Yeah.
Right? Like if you think about it, you get a travel size with your purchase. So just go fucking do it.
I would
Kim,
love if like she could do like a small batch limited like discovery set, like but a 10 mil, like travel size discovery, all 7. Once they're gone, they're gone. Ugh, I would do it in a heartbeat.
well, I've been talking with Brianna, so I'll see what I can do.
Which,
So
I mean, my thought behind that is doing a limited run would reduce like her cost as opposed to having to keep
because
it in stock.
you kind of have it paid beforehand, right? Because you kind of have like the
Yeah, if
sales,
you're like,
right?
I'm
I agree with
I'm
you.
I'm gonna make 100 boxes of 7 10 mils, and then that's it. When they're gone, they're gone. Kind of thing. I would get one in a heartbeat
I agree
because
with you.
the thing is I really genuinely love every single one of these. It's just outside of my budget to have them all.
Well,
But if
and
you don't think I'm getting one for myself for my birthday, even though I told my husband I don't want anything for my birthday, you would be mistaken.
I'm not even being like rude at all, but I'm just saying I know you are picky on your fragrances. And that's not a bad thing at all. You know exactly what you like. So the fact that you and I can come together and be like almost unanimous on these fragrances from 2 points of view is just a testament to the creative director, to the perfumers themselves. It's great.
We've
I'm
done
loving it.
me and you, and not always just me and you because we've had Kicks in 1 or 2 and Alicia in 1 or
Yeah,
2. We've done, I think, 6 of these. We've done
6.
Mask Milano, um,
Maybe
Spirit
Sue.
King, Spirit of Kings,
Spirit of Kings, maybe
Dianon,
Sue,
yeah,
Diana.
maybe
Yeah.
Sue, Block. So we've done, this is the first and only time where we not only liked every single one of these, but we ranked them exactly the same. The only other
Exactly.
time,
That's
the
never
only other
happened.
time that we liked all of them, we didn't rank them the same, but the only time that we genuinely liked all of them was Blocky.
Yeah.
Every other one has had something that one or both of us did not like.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
Define Me was lovely, but they had that white floral one that I hated and you were obsessed with,
Yeah.
kind
That's
of
my
thing.
number one.
Even Vietnam, had one that I had to drop to the bottom because it had like gardenia and I was like, "Bleh," kind of thing.
In
Like
the garden.
every
Yeah.
single one has had something that one of us did not like for one reason or another, except for this and Blocky. And this one went so far as we just completely agree on every point, right down to the ranking.
Even to the ranking, which we've
Even
never
to
done
never.
before. So,
We have maybe placed the same one in the top 3,
yeah.
and not
But
necessarily
never like
the
the
same
same.
slot. Like your number 1 might be my number 3 or vice versa. We may have put one fragrance in the top 3. We've never ranked them all exactly the same.
I agree, Alicia. We do love white florals, you and I.
You're on your own,
Gardenia,
kid.
though, it just creates a problem for Kim. So, well, Kim, I mean, it's a great point of view, though, what you're trying to say and everything that you did portray, because it's totally true. You and I have been doing this for a while. This is just not a one-off. It's like, who are you? Like, we've been doing this, and literally, this is the first time that our ranking has been the same, and it almost can't even be ranked. It
Yeah,
really can't.
and
There's
even then, our
so
ranking is
much.
like gun to our head. If we had no
Right.
choice but to rank these, this is what we would do.
Because
Otherwise, I
there's a
mean,
specific perfume for a different
yeah. Otherwise,
situation. If
like
someone said,
this is what
what do
first
I wear
place
to
looks
this?
like.
Oh, wear this one. What do I wear to this? Oh, wear this one. So like it's a perfect there's a perfect perfume for every question. Really, there
Yeah,
is.
and um, everyone has like their preferred, their favorite. They know we're a
Right.
bunch of fragrances, but my favorite to wear are the, paper, books, library, creamy, woody, things that invoke an old library or old books.
Right.
Like those are my favorites. This has something, you know, everybody has their preference. This has something for pretty much every preference.
Exactly.
Every preference.
Great.
You know,
brand
if
name.
you know, like kind of dark and earthy, we got you. If you like floral, we got you. If you like leather, we got you. Like every single one of these.
Yeah.
And that is
It's
such
hard
an
to
amazing
do.
range for 6 fragrances. The
Yes. This is
range
not a
of
huge
taste
house.
in these 6 fragrances. The fact that every single one of these hits a different fragrance taste and preference is incredible.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
you really don't get that a lot. You really don't. There's almost always some overlap. There's almost always two floral. Like this is a woody floral, but this is a citrus floral, but they're still both for the floral girly. You know,
Yeah.
these are both for the woody girl, you know, who likes woody fragrance. There's always some kind of overlap. There is no overlap here. There's just not. Because
Welcome in. How are you
even,
doing? We're talking about
even,
Maison ETTO.
even the two that have, you know, that hay fragrance, the Durban, what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Durban Jane and is it the Macanudo? Like even then
Macanudo.
you have Macanudo. So even then you have the dirt earthy hay in the barn, and then you have the bright fresh walk in the air in a green field hay. So even the two that kind of have like that hay, they're still two completely different fragrances. Two completely different fragrances who make you think of hay, but in two completely different ways.
I agree with you. Do know if you buy the Discovery set, you do get a $25 credit towards a full-size bottle. I would buy Canon. If any of you want to buy me Noisette,
Okay, but
chat me.
that's only through May 15th. That credit is only through May 15th.
It is only through May 15th, so you got some limited time. Kim, I always appreciate your point of view. You're my best perfume buddy, and I
Besties.
really appreciate that you come on here and provide a different point of view. And the fact that we came together on this brand, that
That's
just goes
so
to show
crazy.
how
That's so
great
crazy.
they are. So
I
go
think
follow Maison ETTO.
for real skis. I think that when we do it, that it's particularly fun because you've been doing this for way longer. You've been into perfume for way longer than I have. You know, I got into it, I guess almost 2 years ago because I got into it with Bath and Body Works, super gay perfume in the summer, in Pride Month of 23. Okay, it's so gay and I love it. So I've been about 2 years. You've been doing this significantly longer, and it's not even just that you've been into fragrance longer, you've been reviewing them longer, you've been sampling and smelling them longer. You have taken educational courses in this. So not only have you been doing it longer, but you have some of an educational background in this that I do not have because I have not. Then you have that and I don't. It doesn't matter like that you just took that, you know, one class with Darren Allen. The fact is you took that class. I will end you. Our friendship is dead. But you did that and I didn't. And I think that's between your experience and that education, I think is one of the reasons why you can pull things out of the fragrance. You can smell things that I can't because you have that experience. Exactly.
I have a small perfume organ. They are all from Darren Allen, but I have.
Oh, let me show you mine.
Look at these are all of my tests that I have going on right now. So you may be getting a fragrance from House of Darling Perfumier pretty soon. Who knows?
I'll test it. But see, that's yours. This is mine. Oh, there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're just,
so much.
You know, education-wise and experience-wise, you know, we are just on two completely different things. So, like, I'm the newbie layman, and you're the more educated one with more experience. So it doesn't matter that your education was at least 3 classes. You learned shit because you took classes with Tara and Alan. Okay,
Yes,
you
I
know
love
what I'm
that.
saying
It's all
now.
about progression and where we're at on our journey, which ties well with Brianna and her post today about her journey and what she's going through with conglomerates and all of that stuff as well. And so it just always lets us realize where we're at, sit in the space, gratitude,
Ooh,
and then allow us to move on.
that,
What you doing
that
about?
lavender is stepping back, and that magnolia is stepping
Isn't
forward.
it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
and
Okay. These are all
I
so
just
good.
I just would like to point out how far I've come because I knew that it was the
Yeah.
magnolia coming forward.
No, you haven't.
I've come
This
very
has
far.
lavender and a white floral.
Yeah.
And you like it? The fuck
Well,
out right now.
that's the thing that I tried to that I've explained before. When it has it as a note, a white floral note, except for gardenia, I'm okay with. When it is a white floral fragrance, that's when it bugs me. When it is a floral fragrance, that's when it bugs me.
Yeah.
If it has a floral note, a rose note, I'm okay with it. I am just stoked that I could pull of all the things that were coming. I knew that it was the magnolia. I knew that
Yeah.
it was the magnolia that was coming forward while the lavender was stepping back. That's what I'm excited about, is that I was able to pick magnolia out specifically.
And
And I could not do
now
that a year ago. I
the
couldn't do that a
student
year
has
ago.
become the master.
But only for magnolia, apparently.
Kim, I love
Ugh.
you so, so much. Thank you for being in this live with me. Y'all, we
So
have come to a consensus that you need to try Maison ETTO. Please go do it.
here's
Beautiful
my
offerings,
idea.
wide array of offerings.
Wait, I have an idea. So you get yourself Kanan for your birthday. I'll get myself Rotano, and then for your birthday, I'll send you 10 mil of Rotano, and you
We'll
send me
do
10 mil of
counts.
Kanan, and then we'll just have first place. Huh?
I love that idea. Let's make it happen. Let's charge
We're gonna
it.
do it
Kim, I
for
love you
sure.
so, so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for
Always.
experiencing Maison ETTO with me. Thank you for letting me know they were having a sale. I love you so
That
much.
Rotano is. I'm sorry. That center is getting bigger and squeezing out that leather, but it's still there. Oh, it's so good.
Buy me a bottle of Kanan. Buy Kim a bottle of Rotano, and we'll die happy. I love you, Kim. We'll see you later.
All right. Love
Have a
you
good
too.
night.
Bye.
Bye.